My eyes snap open to silk sheets and the scent of cedarwood cologne. A pounding headache splits my skull, and the room, a sprawling Manhattan loft with floor-to-ceiling windows, spins like a carousel I never bought a ticket for. I'm in a stranger's bed, shirtless, with no memory of how I got here, and a man I've never seen before is calling me babe from the doorway. "Ethan, you're finally up," he says, his voice smooth as velvet, a faint smile curling his lips. He's tall, maybe 29, with jet black hair swept back and cheekbones that could cut glass. His tailored blazer screams money, and the way he leans against the doorframe, holding 2 mugs of coffee, feels impossibly familiar, like we've done this 100 times. But I don't know him. I don't know this place. And I definitely don't know why my heart skips when he looks at me like I'm his entire world. I sit up, clutching the sheets, my pulse racing. Who are you?" My voice cracks, raw with confusion. His smile falters, and something like pain flickers in his dark eyes before he masks it with a chuckle. "Julian Navarro," he says, stepping closer, offering me a mug. "Your boyfriend, in case you forgot that too." His tone is light, teasing, but there's an edge to it, like he's testing me. I stare at him, my mind a blank canvas, searching for anything, a name, a face, a moment, that ties me to this man. Nothing comes. I don't remember you," I stammer, pushing the coffee away. "My name is Ethan Carter, 28, freelance photographer, or at least, that's what my ID says, tucked in the wallet on the nightstand. Beyond that, my life is a fog." Julian's face softens, but there's a tightness in his jaw, a flicker of something guarded. "Rough night, huh?" he says, setting the mugs down on a sleek glass table. "You were at the gala with me. Too much champagne, maybe." He sits on the edge of the bed, close enough that I can feel the warmth of his presence, and it's dizzying. His hand hovers near mine, like he wants to touch me but thinks better of it. "You'll be fine, Ethan. You always are." The way he says my name feels like a promise, but it only deepens the pit in my stomach. I don't trust this. I don't trust him. And yet, the way his eyes linger, soft and searching, makes me want to believe him. I swing my legs out of bed, my bare feet hitting the cold hardwood floor, and stand, needing distance. The loft is a masterpiece, exposed brick walls, modern art, a skyline view that screams New York elite. This isn't my world. I'm a guy who lives in a cramped Brooklyn studio, not whatever this is. "Julian," I say, testing the name. It feels foreign on my tongue. What happened last night? Why can't I remember anything? My voice rises, panic creeping in. He stands too, his movements graceful, like he's used to commanding a room. "You were helping me with the Navarro Designs Gala," he says, his voice steady. "We've been planning it for weeks. You got a little carried away celebrating, that's all." His explanation is smooth, practiced, but it doesn't explain the blank slate in my head or the way my gut screams that something's wrong. I glance at the nightstand, where my phone sits next to a Polaroid of me and Julian, laughing at some rooftop bar. I'm in a leather jacket, my arms slung around his waist, and he's looking at me like I'm the only person in the world. The photo feels real, but it's like watching a movie of someone else's life. "This doesn't make sense," I mutter, running a hand through my tousled brown hair. "I don't work galas. I don't date CEOs." Julian steps closer, his expression unreadable. "You do now," he says softly, and there's a weight to his words that makes my chest tighten. "You've been with me for 6 months, Ethan. You're part of my life, my brand, my world. You just need to remember." 6 months? My head throbs harder. I grab my phone, scrolling through it for answers. My camera roll is filled with photos of us, Julian and me at fashion shows, coffee shops, even a quiet moment in Central Park. They're dated months back, but they feel like they belong to a stranger. My texts are the same. Conversations with Julian, flirty and intimate, stretching back months. "Miss you already. One says, sent from me at 2 a.m. last week. My stomach churns. This can't be real, can it? Ethan, relax, Julian says, his voice low, soothing. He reaches for my hand, and I flinch, stepping back. His face falls, but he recovers quickly. I'll give you space. Take a shower, clear your head. We'll figure this out together. He gestures to a sleek bathroom across the loft, then heads toward a desk piled with fashion sketches, his back to me. I don't move. My eyes dart around the room, landing on a framed magazine cover on the wall. Julian Navarro, CEO of Navarro Designs, hailed as the youngest fashion mogul to disrupt New York scene. He's real, he's powerful, and he's acting like I'm his, but every instinct in me screams to run. I head to the bathroom, locking the door behind me. The mirror shows a stranger's face, my face, but pale, with dark circles under my hazel eyes. I splash cold water on my skin, trying to jolt my memory. Nothing. My phone buzzes in my pocket, and I pull it out, expecting another text from Julian. Instead, it's an unknown number. Ethan, you're in danger. Don't trust him. Meet me at the Bluebird Cafe, 10 p.m. My heart stops. The message deletes itself before I can screenshot it. I grip the sink, my knuckles white. Julian's voice calls from the other room, casual but insistent. Everything okay in there, babe? I don't answer. My mind races, piecing together fragments of nothing. Whoever sent that text knows me. They know I'm here, and they know something I don't. I step out of the bathroom, forcing a smile. Julian's at his desk, sketching, his focus intense. Feeling better? He asks without looking up. Yeah. I lie, my voice steady despite the storm in my chest. Just need some air? I'm gonna take a walk. His eyes flick up, sharp and searching, but he nods. Don't go far, he says, his tone light, but laced with something heavier. We've got dinner plans. I nod, grabbing my jacket from a chair, and slip out the door. The elevator ride down feels like a descent into the unknown. I don't know who Julian really is, or why he's lying, if he's lying. But I'm going to find out. The streets of Manhattan buzz with life, but I feel like a ghost, drifting through a city that doesn't belong to me. The Bluebird Cafe is hours away, and I have no plan, no memories, just a single text burning in my mind. I'm in danger, and the man who claims to love me might be the reason why. The Manhattan streets pulse with energy, but I'm a stranger in my own life, weaving through crowds with no anchor. My phone feels like a ticking bomb in my pocket, that cryptic text from an unknown number looping in my head. Ethan, you're in danger. Don't trust him. I check it again, half expecting another message, but the screen stays blank. The Bluebird Cafe is in Chelsea, a 20-minute walk, and it's only 3 p.m. I've got hours to kill and a mind screaming for answers. I duck into a coffee shop, a hole in the wall called Brew Haven, hoping to blend in. The barista, a woman with a nose ring and purple streaks in her hair, barely glances at me as I order a black coffee. I settle into a corner booth, my back to the wall, and scroll through my phone again. The photos of me and Julian are relentless. Us at a rooftop party, his arm around me. Us at a beach, my head on his shoulder. They're intimate, real, but they feel like someone else's memories. I open my email, hoping for a clue, and find a chain with Julian from 2 months ago. You're my muse, he wrote. Navarro Designs needs you. My reply, I'm just a photographer, Jules. Don't get your hopes up. The familiarity in my words makes my skin crawl. Was I really his muse? His boyfriend? Or is this all a setup? I search Navarro Designs online. Articles flood my screen. Julian Navarro, 29, the wunderkind who turned a small fashion label into a global empire. His latest collection, Ethereal, debuted at New York Fashion Week to rave reviews. One article mentions a mystery partner by his side, with a grainy photo of me, my face half hidden by a camera. The caption calls me Ethan Carter, the elusive photographer behind Navarro's new campaign. My stomach twists. I don't remember any campaign. The coffee shop door jingles, and I glance up, paranoid. A man in a gray hoodie lingers outside, his face obscured, watching me through the window. My pulse spikes. I toss a few bucks on the table and slip out the back exit, my heart hammering. The alley smells of garbage and rain, and I move fast, blending into the crowd on 7th Avenue. I don't know if I'm being followed, but I'm not taking chances. By 9 p.m., I'm in Chelsea, the Bluebird Cafe's neon sign glowing like a beacon. It's a cozy spot, all exposed brick and mismatched furniture, packed with late-night regulars. I scan the room, unsure who I'm looking for. A woman in her early 30s, with short blonde hair and a leather jacket, waves me over from a corner table. She's got sharp green eyes and a no-nonsense vibe, like she's seen too much to be rattled. "Ethan," she says, her voice low, urgent. "Sit. We don't have much time." I slide into the chair across from her, my nerves electric. "I'm Riley," she says, leaning in. "Riley Morgan. I worked for Navarro Designs. You need to listen to me." "How do you know me?" I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. Her eyes dart to the door, then back to me. "We were friends," she says, "before Julian got his hooks in you. You were investigating him, Ethan. You weren't his boyfriend. You were his target." Her words hit like a punch. I lean back, my mind reeling. "Investigating?" I echo. "I'm a photographer, not a detective." "You're more than that," Riley says, sliding a flash drive across the table. "You were digging into Navarro Designs' finances. Julian's not just a fashion CEO. He's tied to some shady people. You found something, and he made sure you forgot it." She glances around, her voice dropping. "That gala last night. You didn't get drunk. You were drugged." My throat tightens. Drugged. The word feels like a blade. Riley nods, her expression grim. "You texted me yesterday, said you had proof Julian was laundering money through his company. You were supposed to meet me, but you never showed. Then I saw you at the gala, out of it, with Julian acting like you two were soulmates." She pauses, her eyes softening. "I sent you that text this morning. I had to warn you." I grip the flash drive, its weight heavy in my hand. "What's on this?" I ask. "Everything you found before they wiped your memory," she says. "Bank records, emails, names. But you can't go back to Julian's place. He's watching you." Her words sink in, and I feel the walls closing. I don't know who to trust, Riley, Julian, or the ghost of my own memories. Before I can ask more, my phone buzzes. It's Julian. "Where are you?" I'm worried. My stomach lurches. Riley grabs my wrist. "Don't answer," she says. "He's tracking you." Ditch the phone. I hesitate, then power it off, my hands shaking. Riley leans closer. "There's a safe house in Brooklyn. I'll take you there. But we need to move now." I nod, my mind a storm of fear and questions. We slip out of the cafe, the night air biting my skin. Riley leads me through back streets, her pace brisk. "You were close to exposing him," she says as we walk. "Julian's charm is a mask. He's ruthless, and he's obsessed with you, not because he loves you, but because you're a threat." Her words twist the knife in my chest. The Polaroid, the texts, the way Julian looked at me, it was all a lie? I want to scream, to demand answers, but my memory is a black hole. We reach a nondescript brownstone, and Riley unlocks the door, ushering me inside. The safe house is sparse, a couch, a laptop, a single bulb flickering overhead. "Read the drive," she says, pointing to the laptop. "It'll jog your memory." I plug it in, my hands trembling as files load. Bank transactions, coded emails, names of shell companies. One document catches my eye. A photo of me, not with Julian, but with Riley, at a protest outside Navarro Design's headquarters. We're holding signs, "Stop the lies." My head spins. This was my life. Before I can process it, the door rattles. Riley freezes, her hand on a knife in her jacket. "Hide," she whispers. I duck behind the couch, my heart in my throat, as the door creaks open. The safe house door creaks open, and my heart slams against my ribs. Riley's hand tightens on her knife, her body coiled like a spring. I crouch behind the couch, the laptop's glow casting shadows on the wall, my mind racing with the files I just saw. Proof of Julian's crimes. Proof I was someone else before this fog swallowed me. Footsteps echo on the hardwood, slow and deliberate. I hold my breath, praying it's not him. "Riley," a voice calls, low and cautious. It's not Julian. Riley lowers her knife, exhaling sharply. "Marcus," she says, stepping forward. A man in his mid-30s, broad-shouldered with a buzz cut and a scarred cheek, enters, his eyes scanning the room. He's carrying a duffel bag, and his presence feels like a shield. "Ethan's here," Riley says, nodding toward me. I stand, my legs shaky, and Marcus gives me a quick, assessing look. "You okay, man?" he asks, his voice gruff but kind. I nod, though I'm anything but okay. Marcus drops the duffel on the couch. "Got your gear," he tells Riley. "And some bad news. Julian's people are sniffing around. They hit my place an hour ago." My stomach drops. "Julian's people?" I ask, my voice hoarse. Marcus glances at Riley, then at me. "You stirred up a hornet's nest," he says. "Navarro Designs isn't just fashion. It's a front. Julian's tied to a cartel, laundering millions through his runway shows. You were onto him, Ethan. That's why they erased you." His words hit like a freight train. "Cartel? Erased?" I sink onto the couch, the flash drive burning a hole in my pocket. Riley kneels beside me. "You were relentless," she says. "You found their offshore accounts, their fake suppliers. You were going to blow it all open. That's why Julian got close to you. Faked a relationship, kept you under his thumb." Her voice softens. "But you were smarter than him. You had backups, sent me copies. You didn't trust him, even before the drugs." I clutch my head, fragments of memory teasing me. A late-night stakeout, a laptop screen, Julian's smile in a dimly lit bar. It's like chasing shadows. "Why me?" I ask, my voice breaking. "I'm nobody." "You're not nobody," Marcus says, unzipping the duffel to reveal camera equipment and a burner phone. "You're a damn good photographer with a knack for seeing what people hide. You caught Julian's deals on camera, meetings he didn't want anyone to see." He pulls out a photo, grainy but clear, Julian shaking hands with a man in a suit, a briefcase between them, in an alley behind a fashion show. My initials are scrawled in the corner. "I took this." I stare at the photo, my hands trembling. "So what now?" I ask. Riley and Marcus exchange a look. "We take him down," Riley says. "You've got the evidence. We just need to get it to the right people, before Julian finds you." She hands me the burner phone. "Keep this on. We'll set up a meet with a contact at the FBI. But you need to stay off the grid." The weight of it all crashes over me. I'm not just running from Julian. I'm running toward a truth that could destroy him. And maybe me. I nod, pocketing the phone. But my mind snags on Julian's face, the way he looked at me this morning, like I was his everything. Was it all an act? Or was there something real, buried under the lies? Marcus claps my shoulder. "Get some rest." We move at dawn. He and Riley step into the next room, their voices low, planning. I lie on the couch, staring at the ceiling, the flash drive heavy in my hand. I plug it back into the laptop, scrolling through more files, emails from Julian to an alias, Viper, discussing cleaning up loose ends. My name is mentioned. My blood runs cold. Sleep doesn't come. At 4 a.m., the burner phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. "Meet me at Hudson Yards, 6 a.m. Come alone." Jay. My heart stops. Julian. How did he get this number? I glance at the closed door where Riley and Marcus are, then back at the text. It's a trap. It has to be. But a part of me, the part that remembers his touch, his voice, wants to believe he's not the monster they say he is. I slip out of the safe house, the pre-dawn chill biting my skin. Hudson Yards is a glittering maze of glass and steel, and I find Julian waiting by the vessel, his silhouette sharp against the rising sun. He's alone, his hands in his pockets, his expression unreadable. Ethan, he says, his voice soft, almost broken. You didn't have to run. You drugged me. I snap, keeping my distance. You erased my life. My voice shakes with anger, but my heart aches, betraying me. His eyes widen, and for a moment, he looks genuinely hurt. I didn't, he says, stepping closer. I'd never hurt you. Ethan, you were sick, medication, not drugs. You had a breakdown, and I've been trying to protect you. His voice cracks, and I hate how much I want to believe him. Riley's lying. She's using you to get to me. I clench my fists, the flash drive digging into my palm. Then explain the cartel, I say. The money laundering. I have proof. His face pales, but he doesn't flinch. I'm not perfect, he admits, his voice low. I got in over my head with some bad people. But I love you, Ethan. That's real. He reaches for me, and I step back, my heart tearing in two. Don't, I say, my voice breaking. I don't know what's real anymore. I turn to leave, but his voice stops me. If you walk away, they'll kill you, he says. The cartel, they know you're digging. I've been keeping you safe. His words hang in the air, heavy with truth or lies. I can't tell which. I walk away, my chest tight, his gaze burning into my back. The city hums with dawn's first light, but I'm unraveling, caught between Julian's desperate plea and the evidence branding him a liar. My sneakers pound the pavement as I head back to the safe house, the flash drive in my pocket a ticking clock. Julian's words echo, they'll kill you. And I can't shake the fear that he's right, or the worse fear that he's playing me. My memory is a void, but my heart clings to the ghost of his touch, and I hate myself for it. Riley's waiting when I slip back into the safe house, her eyes narrowing. Where the hell were you? She demands, her voice sharp. I hesitate, then tell her about Julian's text, the meeting, his claim that he's protecting me. Her face hardens. He's manipulating you, she says, pacing. Classic Julian. He'll say anything to keep you close. Marcus, cleaning a handgun at the table, nods in agreement. We've got to meet with the FBI at noon, he says. A contact in the financial crimes unit. You hand over the drive, Ethan, and Julian's done. His words are steady, but they don't calm the storm in my chest. I nod, but doubt gnaws at me. What if Julian's telling the truth? What if I'm betraying the one person who actually cares? The morning drags, each minute heavy with tension. Riley drills me on the plan. Meet at a diner in Midtown, hand over the drive, disappear until the FBI moves on Julian. But my mind keeps replaying the Polaroid, the way Julian's eyes softened when he called me babe. I'm drowning in questions, and the only answers are on that drive. At 11 a.m., we head out, Riley and Marcus flanking me like bodyguards. The diner is a retro spot, all chrome and red vinyl, buzzing with lunchtime chatter. Our contact, Agent Torres, a woman in her 40s with a sharp gaze and a no-nonsense suit, waits in a corner booth. I slide the flash drive across the table, my heart pounding. This better be good, she says, plugging it into a secure laptop. Her eyes scan the files, narrowing as she reads. Offshore accounts, shell companies, cartel ties. This is explosive. How'd you get this? Ethan did, Riley says, her voice proud but tense. He's been tracking Navarro for months. Torres nods, her expression unreadable. You're brave, kid, she says to me. But you're in deep. Navarro's connected. We'll need you to testify. My stomach lurches. Testify? I can barely remember my own name. Before I can respond, the diner's door jingles, and Julian walks in. My heart stops. He's alone, his face pale, his eyes locked on me. Riley curses under her breath, her hand on her knife. Marcus shifts, ready to move. But Julian doesn't approach. He stands by the counter, his gaze pleading. Ethan, he calls, loud enough for the diner to quiet. Don't do this. You don't know the whole story. His voice trembles, and for a moment, I see the man from the photos, the one who looked at me like I was his world. Torres signals for security, but I stand, my legs shaking. Tell me then, I say, my voice raw. Tell me why I should trust you. The diner fades away, and it's just us, two men caught in a web of lies and maybe, something real. Julian steps closer, his hands raised. I was trapped, he says. The cartel, they forced me into their game. I got in too deep, and when you started digging, they wanted you dead. I couldn't let that happen. His eyes glisten, and my chest aches. I faked our relationship to keep you close, to protect you. But I fell for you, Ethan. That's the truth. Riley grabs my arm. He's lying, she hisses. Don't fall for it. But I see the pain in Julian's face, the same pain I saw this morning, and it cracks something inside me. I don't know what's real, I say, my voice breaking. But I'm done running. I turn to Torres. Use the drive. Do what you need to. She nods, and security moves toward Julian. He doesn't resist, his eyes never leaving mine. I'm sorry, he whispers as they cuff him. I love you. The words hit like a bullet, and I turn away, tears burning my eyes. Weeks later, the FBI raids Navarro Designs, dismantling Julian's empire. The cartel's exposed, and Julian's facing trial. I'm in a new apartment, my memory still patchy but returning in fragments. Nights with Riley planning our investigation, my camera catching Julian's secrets. I was never his boyfriend, but the ache in my chest says I wanted to be. I visit Julian in jail, against Riley's advice. He's thinner, his sharp cheekbones sharper, but his eyes still light up when he sees me. You're free now, he says through the glass. That's all I wanted. I press my hand to the glass, my voice steady. I'll never know what was real, I say, but I'm finding myself again. He smiles, a sad, beautiful thing, and I walk away, carrying the weight of a love that might have been. Back in my apartment, I pick up my camera, the one constant in my fractured life. I snap a photo of the skyline, the city sprawling before me, full of secrets and second chances. I'm Ethan Carter, and I'm rebuilding my story, one frame at a time.